Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is the Syrian Siren. My name is NyandLa. This is going to be a collective message. I'll be sharing with y'all what happens in my meditations because I just get called to share the message. I do feel like, I'm sure everybody feels like when they meditate, the messages they get are so unique. And they may or may not be. Most of the stuff that I get when I'm meditating, I find out is in some sort of spiritual text or something like that. After the fact, which makes it really cool because then you realize you are actually speaking to a higher entity or a higher being and you're not just crazy. If you would like to get a reading from me, which I do suggest, you can send an email to me, thesiriansiren@gmail.com. My rates are down below in my bio. If you would like to make a tip or a donation to my channel, that would be much appreciated. That is also in my bio as well. If you would like to check out your horoscope, in my bio, I have my girl Charlie Star. She's an astrologer. She does amazing work. I'm trying to send everybody over her way, so please check out her channel as well. Now, I was meditating. Oh, happy Ganesh Chaturthi. Today is a holiday. I think it's technically the birthday of Ganesh. Maybe that's not exactly what it is. I'm still new to Hinduism and I'm trying to study. Not trying to, I am studying to learn more. So this is me and my new school, whatever. Anyways, happy Ganesh Chaturthi. So I was meditating this morning and I've been in the process of transmuting negative energy to positive energy for my own benefit. I've come to the realization that negative energy, curses, hexes, all of those things are going to be sent to me for a very long time from all different types of people. It has not stopped up until this day. I don't really see any signs of it stopping. Even if it's not like somebody paying for spell work, although I know that's happening at the same time because I always see when they do it. Being clairvoyant is fun. Even not just that, just shit talking, rumors, lies, slander, all of the great sexy shit we love to hear about, right? I put a video up last month about becoming impervious to black magic and spiritual warfare. To this day, I'm still untouched. Still in touch, still out here doing the damn thing. It doesn't even affect me a little bit. And now, especially since I've been studying and learning a lot more about detachment, I can see when it starts, but it never gets to me. It's just kind of watching everything kind of dance around like, oh wow, that's crazy. Y'all are crazy. But this is the message that I got from my meditation today. So I tell you guys all the time that I was raised as a Jehovah's Witness, right? And being raised as a Jehovah's Witness, I told Keith that it helped me lose my attachment to material things, but it did not help me lose my attachment to emotional issues, right? And for that reason, when I was meditating today and yesterday, I was given a very clear message about not returning the same energy that people send to you, right? I thought that was interesting because I always hear people like, oh, I'm gonna match energy or give them the same energy or blah, blah, blah. It's a very common mentality, right? Like, okay, I'm gonna treat you how you treat me. And I used to feel the same way, right? And it was so funny because I told you guys that I do weekly reversals, right? I actually stopped doing that. And the reason why I stopped doing that was mainly because I wanted to focus my energy elsewhere. And I noticed that when I stopped doing it, it happened anyway. Because the energies need their payment. They need to go somewhere. They need to cling or feed off of something. But to give you guys a little bit more personal information about me, I hate that I'm about to bring this up, but I'm going to bring it up without getting too explicit in the details. My partner's mother is very against our relationship. That's how I'll word it. That's the nice way of me wording it, okay? Why? I don't really know. When we first got together, it was always, oh, this is the happiest I've ever seen him. Not from her, but from everybody else, right? And my boyfriend has increasingly become more confident, more self-assured. He's starting to express himself more. He's starting to stick up for himself more. I'm not going to take ownership of that, but he kind of attributes that to me. But I take a little bit of ownership, okay? I encourage him a little bit, but I really do try to stay separate of his affairs. But I come to realize that, according to the stories he's told me, that I'm not here to diagnose anybody, but let's just say in my opinion, I've seen some signs of narcissistic parenting. Okay, that's all I'll call it. The general public. Am I allowed to say this?
I don't think so.
All right. I will say it if you don't want me to. I'm not gonna give details. I'm just gonna give an example.
I don't care.
Okay, so back to the story. So at the beginning, when she started essentially the smear campaigns and trying to paint me in a bad light, because I guess he was too happy. That sounds so stupid, right? But it's just how it works. With the smear campaigns or whatever the case might have been. The real reason why it started was because I just disengaged, and I'm like, I'm just not gonna talk to you. Like, I'm just not gonna fuck with you. You're not about to stress me out in my fucking life, right? It's like, and I told my partner, I'm like, you know, that's your mom, those are your parents. Whatever you decide to do with them is what you decide to do with them. I'm not getting involved, so I'm out, right? And it was like this constant provocation of trying to get a reaction out of me, trying to get me to say something. And sometimes I would say stuff because I would get really irritated because I don't like being bullied. I'm pretty sure nobody likes being bullied, right? But for me personally, to bully me and say something true, like, you got a 5 head, I could watch movies on that shit, like, okay. Yeah, that's facts. I got a 5-finger forehead, whatever, fuck you. I can handle that, but spreading lies about my character to try to make me seem like I'm cheating on him or like I'm lying about him, or she spread a rumor that I was like selling my body once. I was like, I mean, I'd probably make a lot of money off of it, but no, I don't do that. But you know, shit like that. And she wasn't the only person. Like, I have a lot of people that always talk shit about me, whatever. But for a while there, I would return tit for tat, right? But when I was meditating today, I was advised that that is actually the polar opposite of what you should do. And this is why they told me. So my guides essentially were saying that you are supposed to be the balance in chaos, right? So there will always be chaos in the universe. There will always be chaos somewhere, and there will always be balance in another way, right? If you look at any of the holy texts, they always consist of something chaotic and something balanced, right? Something crazy and evil happening, and then something pure and holy happening at the exact same time. And that's just the nature of the universe, okay? So when people are they've gone full dark, right? Like, they've gone full negative, have just committed themselves and committed their lives. They must not have much to do, but committed their lives and their time and their energy to trying to tear you down. It could be really tempting for you to want to go and try to tear them down, or even to talk badly about them, even to try to respond and defend yourself, right? And I'm not saying that you should not defend yourself. If somebody is getting in the way of your career, or somebody is trying to like essentially get you in legal trouble or things of that nature, then absolutely you should defend yourself. If you're at work and somebody's creating disturbances for you in the workplace, then by all means you should defend yourself. But not incessantly, right? Because after a certain point, if you're constantly feeling the need to respond and to defend yourself and defend yourself and defend yourself, and this person, despite you defending yourself, has not stopped, then what does that tell you about that individual? That they're not interested in fixing a problem with you. They're actually trying to destroy your reputation, destroy how you're perceived by the world, destroy your good energy and your positivity, destroy your self-esteem. Like, they're actually after your soul, for lack of better terms, right? And it's like, okay, I'm gonna use, should I use a celebrity example? Okay, I won't use any names, but for example, I haven't really been keeping up as much for the past couple days because I was told to not even pay attention to celebrity drama. Don't pay attention to drama at all. Just focus on what you want in your life, what you want in the world, blah, blah, blah. But I have noticed there's one specific female artist that just can't seem to handle other female artists being successful and in the same field as her. So it's like she went on hiatus for a while, then other female artists came out and they were very successful. We're getting like Billboard Top 100s, hit after hit after hit. Their albums were 100, like essentially just hitting hits on hits on hits, okay? Getting Grammys and whatnot. And this specific female artist, now she manages to victimize herself pretty well, but because I'm an energy reader, I can kind of see past it, right? She provokes people on purpose. She provokes them in ways that are very insidious, but very subtle. And because the people that she is targeting aren't stupid and are upset because their public image is essentially being attacked by this individual, they will go on Twitter and they'll go on lives and they'll go on da-da-da-da-da and try to address this person or address what was said, or they'll try to throw shots or throw shade at this person too. And what I've noticed just being on the outside looking in is that what the person that is starting the drama is able to do because of that aggression is victimize herself. And that's a very narcissistic trait, right? They purposefully try to provoke you and then hone in on your reaction, right? And it's funny because all I could think of for a lot of these artists is, why are you replying to her? Why are you responding to her? Why are you going on live and spending 20-30 minutes to talk about one person that is essentially just upset at what you've been able to do in your career that she has not been able to do in her career in over a decade, right? It's very clear that there's some sort of jealousy, but why do you feel the need to address it? Or why are you addressing it in that way, right? Like, and because I can see how it's happening, like I'm watching a lot of people's public image deteriorate because they're constantly responding, constantly have to clap back, have to defend myself, have to do da-da-da-da-da-da-da, right? And it's ruining their image because obviously this girl, as soon as she gets the response, is, oh my God, everybody's trying to bully me. But I can see what she's doing. But I don't even bother getting involved in the dialogue, right? Because I don't, for what? It doesn't benefit me. But if those girls would just stop, right? Just don't respond anymore. And instead of responding, like fighting fire with fire, you were to say, you know what? I can tell that you're upset. And I really do hope that you find peace in your life. And I really do hope that you find happiness and the success that you're looking for. I'm going to take my distance and just leave you alone because I don't feel like I have any part in this. But I do truly hope that you find what it is that you're looking for and that you're happy and that I hope you find peace, because everybody deserves peace, right? And finding love in their heart for this very sad individual, because obviously you're very insecure if you have to perform that way or if you have to act that way. And being able to rise above it, they would realize that not only would she increase her behavior because she's not getting the response, but then in her increasing that behavior, she would expose her true intentions. But they can't do that. It's not that they can't do that, they choose not to do that. But that's what I learned, because when I was responding to people that were purposefully trying to make me look bad, I was looking bad, right? And it was so funny because as I grew up Christian, but I'm not Christian anymore. But I kept hearing after I meditated, return evil for evil to no one. Return evil for evil to no one. And that's in Romans 12. And in Romans 12, it says, I think it was 12:17 that says return evil for evil to no one. But what it says is this, it says to wish well on your enemies and leave room for the wrath of God. So it says, do not take vengeance, leave room for the wrath of God, because if your enemy's hungry, feed him. If he's cold, give him clothing, because it'll heap piping hot coals on their head or something like that. Essentially, where if you respond to the negativity with kindness, and I'm not saying befriend the motherfucker, like I'm so against frenemies, like don't be friends with the bitch. For what? We're not friends. But you know what? It's clear you're upset and it's clear you're unhappy, and that's really sad. I really do hope that you find the happiness and the peace that you're looking for, but I'm not going to allow myself to be your punching bag. So I'm going to remove myself from the situation. We will not be interacting with each other anymore, because clearly I make you unhappy, right? So I'm going to remove myself for your happiness's sake, and I'm going to focus on what it is that I have to do, and you never respond again. And then any negative feeling that you have about that person, you can write it down, you can process it, ask yourself why you feel this way about it, justify it, write a little letter to that person, tell them to fuck your mother, you know what I'm saying? Tell them to fuck off and burn it, whatever the fuck you got to do. But return evil for evil to no one, for the simple fact that you're not bringing balance back to the situation. So when they throw chaos at you, you respond to the chaos with balance, right? So it's like they're yelling, they're screaming, they're spreading rumors. Okay, cool. I'm not going to spread rumors. I'm not going to expose you. I'm not going to argue with you. You know what? I'm just going to block you and move on. I'm not doing this with you. And what's going to happen is they're going to go through a meltdown. Now, if they're actually not like pathologically narcissistic, and you cut them off, they're gonna be like, whatever, that bitch, she was just turned off because of A, B, and C, right? But if they are pathologically narcissistic, what's going to happen is they're going to increase and increase and increase. And the reason why they're increasing is because they're looking bad. And that's the last thing they want to do is look bad, right? They're going to increase because they're not getting the reaction they want. So imagine it like this. Keith's over here minding his business, right? He's over here just literally just living his best life. And I'm like, yo, fuck you. And he's like, whoa, that was mean. Anyways, and then he goes back to what he does, and I didn't get the response I wanted, bless you. And then I'm like, yo, I said fuck you. And I said it loud enough for other people to hear. And then he looks at me. Anyways, and then they're like, yo, I said fuck you. And now everybody's looking at me like, why you keep saying fuck you to that guy? And then Keith goes like this, you know what? I don't know what's wrong with this person, but I'm gonna listen to some music and mind my business, right? And he's listening to music and whatever. Now this person's embarrassed because they've shouted fuck you loud enough for everybody to hear, right? And then they lose their shit because now they look like they're a bad person. So now they have to make you respond. They have to make you talk back. They have to make you do it. They need you to, for them to save their image. They need to be the victim, right? And like I said, smart people, I'll say fuck you, and then you're like, okay, never mind. They're like, yeah, all right, whatever. It's no fun, right? But people that are using your emotions, using your trauma as essentially their launching board, they're never gonna launch, right? So when you respond to the fuck you with the wow, I don't know what's wrong with you, but sorry about it, I'm out, then essentially they're just gonna make themselves look worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. And then they're gonna have to make one of two choices. Either one, they just go to hell with it and be like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna be the bad guy and just commit to that role. Or two, they're gonna leave you the fuck alone because now they look really fucking bad, and that was their worst nightmare because they're cripplingly insecure, right? Maybe I shouldn't share this one. Maybe I was too specific. I mean, it's my channel. I can say whatever I want. What you think?
It's all on you, baby.
I feel like it could help some people because I feel like the common mentality about how to address negativity is actually the polar opposite of what will actually help you get both the results and the karma that you deserve. Not the karma, help them get the karma that they deserve, because when you respond to negativity with negativity, you're essentially incurring karma on yourself. So just let it go. Okay? I think I've spoken for long enough. I'm gonna go get some lunch. I'm gonna see you later. Bye!